Good morning, good morning. We got a bunch. It looks like we got the whole family in the chat today, and I want to say a personal welcome back to Mr. McCumber, Cucumber. I mean, you were there last time, but you've been a little sporadic lately, so I want to make sure everything's good with you back. We've even got Herman in the chat. We got Jim in the chat. Dude, we got everybody in the chat. This is great. It's nice to have the whole family here, you know, because sometimes, like on a Sunday or Monday, we'll have half the family. But it seems, you know, when we get to the number like 17, 18, pretty much the whole family's here. So welcome, Brian, of course, Jean-Francois, Colin, the Blimey. Alexis is here. I'm liking it. This is great. Yeah, so I was going through the sets that were going to be coming up, and I was like, wow, we are caught up. I was like, after next weekend, we're done. Like, actually, the Monday, a week from this Monday, was completely open. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're finally caught up. This is great. And then yesterday, 2 sets came in. This morning, another set came in. And I just looked in the chat and saw that Jean-Francois is ready to turn in another set. Ryan's ready to turn in another set. So I think the train is about to get backed up quite badly again. So, again, we have a week for Monday open. So if you're really itching to get your set heard, you better turn that shit in quick. Because, yeah, Colin, I got yours this morning. You better turn it in quick because we already have now 3 more sets on top of that. So we're through next weekend and the weekend after that. And we have that Monday. So you better get them in if you really care. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I guess we're going to be booked up again. So, wow. If Jean-Francois turns in 2 sets, of course I will not try to put them back to back unless you really want them to for some reason. Which brings me to another part 2 of what I wanted to say before we get into this set. Is one of the things I've been really liking is ever since, and I'm going to give this credit to Colin, specifically to Colin. I think Colin raised the bar on turning in interesting sets and cool sets. And ever since he did that, the thing I like about this is like when things kind of change organically in grassroots ways, instead of me like saying, hey, let's do this. Like you guys have done a lot of changes that have happened to the set just naturally to the sets and the channel. And because Colin started just, for whatever reason, being more creative and trying to think of some fun stuff, kind of change it up a little bit, it's kind of caused a shift, I think, or at least I've noticed a shift. And obviously more people wanting to kind of put in creative sets and have some fun with it. People trying little interesting sets here and there. And it's caused a little bit of competition, like healthy competition, which I think is fun. Like who can create a more interesting set, or who can come up, and Baggins comes out with a set that's quite unique. They got blocked, unfortunately. For those of you who only got to see part of it, I tried to be as clear as possible. It is uploaded to my Google Drive, so there's a link there for you guys to click on that to get the rest of it. Jim, yes, I did get your set. So that's what I'm saying. We've gotten a couple sets here and there, and we're booked up. And I like this healthy competition is happening where people are coming up with cool ideas. And, you know, besides just listening to new music and learning new bands and stuff like that, this is fun little weekends that we have here. Over on Discord, for those of you who don't know, Discord, we have one where you can talk throughout the week. I think it was Scott was asking if I was going to bring back Thursday sets, which Paris said a couple of times that he would like me to bring back Thursday sets. But I'm just going to tell you right now, 3 days is quite enough for me, especially working a full-time job like you all do, I'm sure. And I just don't want the channel to ever become oh, God, I got to do a set today. So to add a 4th day would probably make me feel like that a little bit. So right now we're not going to add a Thursday to that, at least in my head. By the way, where is Paravarium? I haven't seen him in the chat. It's not a family without Para. Para's like one of the oldies. He's one of the gray-haired of us, symbolically. All right, so let's get into this. Picking up my phone, what do you mean? Oh yeah, you are. Nice. I forgot to turn down. I could even hear it with my earphones. Thanks for telling me. I had to turn down the volume on it. Anybody else hear that, or was that just Scott's awesome ears? All right. Well, let's stop talking. We've been talking for 5 minutes now, and let's get into this set. Mr. Feedy. Obviously, if you guys haven't seen, go check out the thumbnail if you want to get a little more personalized touch. Which reminds me again, I have like in this folder where I have all this stuff for YouTube. Oh, there we go. There's Para. I have like pictures saved for each of you. Like, and there's some of you like Cucumber who has like 4 pictures that I will use as thumbnails for when you turn in a set. But as always, if you want me to make a thumbnail for you, if you feel comfortable showing your face, that's what I would prefer, like John did today. And he even showed his kid on there, which, you know, I understand if you feel weird about showing that to the small amount of people that are on our channel that are going to see this. But nonetheless, you're putting it out online. If you feel comfortable with that, which I would feel comfortable with that, because like, who's going to come after me or think about, I mean, it's not like, to me, it doesn't feel dangerous, but if you do feel cool with that, send it to me with your set and I'll download it. And that way I can put that as the thumbnail for when everyone sees it. And we all saw that Mr. Feedy was tired. Because when you have kids, which I do not, although I did raise my 3 half brothers pretty much, you do lose sleep and you, yeah, that's actually one of the reasons I didn't want kids. Because if I ever did have kids, I told my wife that from 0 to 10, it would be all her business. And then 10 to whenever they leave the house would be my business. Because, I mean, just that 0 to 10 is the worst for me. Like, cannot really logically talk to them. You just, it's babysitting. The crying, you can't just, like, reason your way out of it or help them understand and help them grow. You just have to sit there and find other ways to get them to stop crying or whatever it may be. So not my cup of tea. Which does remind me, when I just brought up, I hope it doesn't happen, but my other half came home last night from work because she was sick. She had a fever of 101. I slept in a different bed last night because I'm trying to avoid getting sick. For her to come home and call off work is a big deal. She never does that. She's a trooper when it comes to work. So was definitely sick, and it was a big deal. In the last 6 months, she's been sick twice. Once was COVID, and I managed to avoid those two. But I'm hoping a third time's not a charm, and I don't get sick. But I'm telling you all of this because, usually symptoms start to come like a day later. So if I get sick all of a sudden, like tomorrow or Monday, I might have to cancel a set, so just be on guard that if all of a sudden I just cancel it, it's not because I don't want to, it's because I have 101 temperature. All right, so let's get to this. Talking way too much. Here is completely unanticipated follow-up to my wildly reviled John Heavy set. I'm sure Scott's going to be happy about this, Scott K. It's John's Heavy 2, y'all. Now cue the groans, he says. Boo. But seriously, ever since a certain song, the first song in this set, was posted in the Discord, and I clicked it, which subsequently made me think I made a huge mistake, but morphed into actually really enjoying the song, I have been on a heavy kick, listening to bands like the ones from this first set, as well as stuff in this set. A friend of mine suggested a couple of these for me to listen to, and I told him I was feeling the heavy. So if it was gonna stick as something I liked, now was the time. And here I am throwing money at Cat to torture him with it. Thanks. Okay, now to step up on my soapbox for a minute. Cue more groans. Oh, is this gonna be political? It better not be political here, Scott K. We'll get angry at you. You asked in my last set what it was about, the songs I liked. I think what makes me like something is the whole package. Okay, it's not political, that's good. How it all sounds together. It is more rarer for me that a single part makes me like a song. Rather, a single part can get a song on my playlist that I later appreciate for the whole sound together, or removed it from the playlist because only that one part is okay for me. I think this is also why I'm less susceptible to the all their songs sound the same mentality. To me, the individual parts are unmistakably that band. Capitals of that. But the whole package of this song is different from that song for me. I totally get it that it sounds very alike. It is the same people playing the same instruments. They have their tendencies and their style. Sometimes I prefer that to the prog or avant-garde bands that specifically try to make super different sounding stuff every song just because that is what they want to define them. If the whole ensemble sounds good, it just sounds good, and that is all I need. End rant. At least it wasn't political, but you talked more than I did, so that's good. But I like that background because, you know, it gives a little bit of understanding to Mr. Feedy himself. Hopefully that made at least some sense and gave some insight into the not-so-complex brain of John. Hey, don't sell yourself short there, John. Anyway, enough chatter from me to the set, except that means more chatter to introduce song 1. All right, let me take a deep breath. All right, he says, "Thanks, Para, you did this." He captioned this with, "Love the way the tempo picking comes in," and well, it's tremolo, so I clicked. Tremolo picking, he's meaning. Here is my actual commentary as I did a first listen. The name of the band is Fallujah, and the song is called Radiant Ascension. He says, "When I listened to it, I heard, okay, I clicked play. Uh-oh, this was a mistake. I say that, but it's not like, you know, unlistenable. Oh yeah, the tremolo is cool. Like it. Like the chorus. Maybe minus the relentless drums. Oh, they fell away in this little interlude section. Yes, this is nice. Like it more with the space, when the drums are just so fast that they fill everything. I'm less enthused. Para, I get it, but they do mix it up. Yes, they have. Those sections of reprieve are gold." These are all in quotes, by the way. "I liked that enough to slap it on my Spotify liked songs and hear it again. My wife will flip a shit if she hears it, but that's future John's problem. For clarity, not that she would get mad at me or something, she would have me turn it off." That's it. So that was the conversation he had with himself, and then Para was in that conversation a little bit. This song starts off blast beat heavy. Oh, great. which is why you probably didn't like it at first, like I won't. Which always makes me feel an inordinate amount of tension in my chin, neck, and back, but when it opens up, it really is super enjoyable. This is a great example of the whole package of the song being really appealing to me, despite a few parts I would rather not be in there. Woo, John, you definitely are writing a book, buddy. Is every song like this? Man, we're going to be talking quite a bit in this, so hopefully these songs are not that long. All right, so here we go with the first band, Fallujah, and the song is called Radiant Ascension. Let's go. Now I gotta catch up with all the fucking comments. Oh, I like that dun dun dun. Kind of halftime blast beats. Fast double bass. I can understand what you were saying about the chorus being better, but I'm still not into it that much. Back to Black TV. I like that. With the fucking unrelenting double bass. Great bass line there. I like that offbeat on the bell. Now, if the whole song was like this, I think I dig it. Yeah, there's some groove here. Back to the unrelenting double bass. That is it. All right, so yeah, I definitely didn't. I almost feel like I had very similar responses to what you were saying in your dissertation about this. Definitely out of the gate, I was like, especially when the singing came in, I was like, but definitely that transition into, I think, what was the chorus, which you had like this like cool little halftime going on up top with the double bass like fucking crushing your soul in the bottom. But again, for me, it is pretty repetitious in the song. Kind of like that same kind of just like mode. They did a good job in some parts at like flipping it up a little bit. Like I said, I liked some of the top stuff that was going on in the drums. Like I liked, it had like some more soulfully connected, for me, kind of parts that were making it cool. But overall, it's not a song that I'd be like, oh, I want to listen to that again. However, maybe I will listen to it on the second chance, which I always give every song a second chance. Maybe that will change my mind after I listen to it again, but I just know on first response, I'm like, and I don't think so. So, but was it bad? Like, as in I was like, oh, this is so bad, the whole song. It just was like, we'll see. All right, so let's get to the second song and see if there's another dissertation. There isn't. All right. This is The Wise Man's Fear, and the song is called Sea of Fire. This one has been making a bit of a round in the reactor sphere of YouTube. Okay. There are flutes way in the background, and a breakdown that is almost comical. Comical like as in what? Like funny as in, haha, that's stupid? Or comical as in like, wow, it's very wise and thoughtful when you really think about it. Which one? I was honestly pretty meh about the song until the breakdown, though. So take that from what you will. Here's some fantasy core for you. What the fuck is fantasy core? Yes, that is an actual genre. Man, what? Fantasy core? It's an actual genre that these guys classify themselves in. So no, I didn't come up with it. Personally, I had to listen when I heard Fantasy Core and saw the band's name as The Wise Man's Fear. It is also the second novel in King Killer Chronicle by Patrick Rothfuss, I think is how you say his name. Never heard of that book. And if anyone here enjoys books in the fantasy genre, I'm sure Jason would, and hasn't read Name of the Wind yet, stop doing yourself wrong and read it. Okay, so we've got like a book suggestion here as well. So here is The Wise Man's Fear. The song is called Sea of Fire in the genre of a fantasy call. Fantasy core, what the hell? Sea of Fire, something like Symphony X would write. Yeah, let's turn this into a book club. I'll just read to you guys. Yeah, I like that. Cool riff right here. Colin. Orc singing in return. Colin, I was exactly thinking about that. If you're gonna name yourself your own genre, it's pretty fucking arrogant. I like this part. Halftime is life. Yeah. 2, 3, yeah, this is a cool little lick here, and I like that halftime breakdown. Good transition there. Yeah, I'm already going to say 2, 1, 2. Yeah, the halftime is good. Punchy in the background. Oh, Ryan likes the first one better. Always going against the grain there, Ryan. Whoa, Adrian, what is going on with you, dude? Wow, John, Adrian, Frog, Lumen. I think we're about half and half divided on this. Nice. Oh, maybe not. Looks like one's pulling through. Was that the comical part? Because that was kind of comical. Okay. Let's see the breakdown. Really love this breakdown too. Sorry. Hope that doesn't mean I'm getting sick. Yeah, this section sounds kind of more typical, I guess. It's at the end. I think so. Okay, so I'm gonna definitely like that song better because as Feedy alluded to in his dissertation, there was change up. That alone, the change up from like, and like the riffage to it to like the halftime and the breakdown already made it better than the first song. I felt like the first song was too like repetitious and straightforward, which for me, stuff I like change up more. And I felt the riffs in this song were better. I liked his clean vocals. It sounded very kind of, like Humble Ledger-ish when they sing like the more tremolo picking kind of like stuff. Maybe not. I don't know. Just more of that like emo whatever singing. But I obviously don't like the growls or like the that whole like was very comical. Maybe that's what you were referring to. Yeah, but I definitely liked it more than the first song. So that could potentially go on a set. When I listen to it a second time, I think it's going to be a matter of do the growls and vocals when he's not clean enough to push it out of a set that I would put, or a song that I would put on a playlist. So when I listen to it again, this one's kind of on the brink of maybe being in a playlist. Definitely some cool riffs, like the breakdown. And of course, when you have halftime, it's just a nice change because halftime is life. So that's what I think. Alexis is starting to enjoy growls. I'm glad you are. I'm not quite there yet. All right, so let's get on to the next one, which is Dreamwake. The song is called Night Rider. He says this is a band from Connecticut, where obviously John is from, or living. Wavecore. Wavecore is a genre. Here's another genre. Somebody needs to, you know what? How about in Discord, if somebody wants to take the time, in Discord or maybe on the Excel document, maybe next to like, maybe another tab on the Excel document, maybe you all could like make up some, like a list of what actual genres there are, because what the hell is wavecore? Wavecore, fantasycore, metal doom-ish, whatever. It's just crazy to me. So maybe if you feel comfortable, you have time, make a list of all these different genres and kind of give like a one word or maybe one sentence explanation of what makes that a genre that has to have a different name from everything else. What makes it so specific that that sound has got to have its own genre name? That's what I'm interested in, if you guys want to do it. Which he says here, wavecore is the genre which combines synth sounds with hardcore influences. See, that's perfect. So in less than a sentence, he just explained what wavecore is. If we could do that, that'd be kind of interesting. This is one of the 3 bands recommended to me by my friend, and when I first heard this song, it hit me perfectly. I listened to nothing but their most recent album on repeat for about 3 days. Okay, so this is Dreamwake. The song is called Night Rider, and it's wavecore, which means it combines synth sounds with hardcore influences.
I've been dreaming in another world.
Kind of like the background. It reminds me of 80s.
I say I'm falling to another love, and you should really stay, but not tonight. You place my feelings on the shelf, another lie to fade into the flame eventually.
Eventually? Is that what he just said? But it's a eventually. Chanty here. Definitely not into this singing. It was good there and just got ruined for me. Okay, John, so somebody on Reddit did it, sure, yeah. Really like the gent. Yeah, Ivy, we're gonna completely disagree on that. This is way better than the growls, the screaming.
I'm a monster in the madness who pretends to see your decency. I don't know you anymore. Wish I could not catch out the door. We're meant to sit here and know that your life means everything tonight.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with this song too. I'm not saying the cleans are good, but they're definitely better than the growls. Anything is better than the growls. All growls. Well, I shouldn't say anything, but most cleans will always beat out growls for me. Okay. I mean, I like a lot of the risks of gentleness going on here. I really like a lot of the instrumentation. I just wish there was no singing, to be honest. I still like it better than one, so... Okay. I mean, to add in a sax like this. What are you dittoing, Jim? Is that it? Yeah, that one's a tough one. Didn't like it overall more than 2, but I liked a lot of the music to it. I liked the gentiness. I liked the kind of different feel that it brought in with the sax at the end. But the singing, and I'll say it again just to make sure I'm clear. I'm not saying I liked the singing. I'm saying the emo whatever singing of cleanness is almost always going to be better than the growls. I don't think I'm going to have to rethink about this, maybe once or twice, but I don't think I've ever been like, oh, I prefer the growls over clean singing. Even with Opeth, who I don't mind his growls, probably the most out of all the bands we've heard, I don't mind it, and sometimes think it even fits. I will always prefer Ackerfeld's clean voice over his growls. Always 100%. He just sounds better. It just sounds better. And yes, I've swayed a little bit from when we first started the channel, but I think all of you are hoping that it's going to get to this I like growls, and it's just, I don't see myself ever getting to the point where I'm like, I look forward to the growls and I prefer the growls. The only thing that I can say, the only thing I can say that I actually prefer it more than clean and thought was good was Amon Amarth. Amon Amarth was just cool. And I actually, ironically, talked to a friend that was like, there's this band called Amon Amarth. Have you heard him? I was like, yes. I was like, I heard him from the channel because he's a personal trainer, and he says when he goes in and lifts like the 500 pounds that he lifts when he lifts, he listens to Amon Amarth sometimes. So I was like, yeah, we actually know that. I know that because it was on the channel once. So, all right, let's get to the next one, which is Currents. That's an interesting name for a band. The song is called Better Days. Here is band number 2 of my buddy's recommendations. Okay, for me, this one is all about the stacked, clean, and rough vocals in the outro. Hey, by the way, since your buddy is the one who recommended these 2 songs, is he in the chat? Did you tell him to show up so that he could hear what people thought about his recommendations? Tell us, John. Definitely a slower pace. I'm probably going to like it if it's slower pace. Somber tone to this one. Guess that makes sense with the title Better Days. I think as far as vocals go, both the cleans and roughs hit great tones and textures for what I like. All right, so here we go with number 4. Currents. Okay. Already like it more than the other ones. That's right. Baggins said I will like this in 2025.
Do you ever want to waste away, recounting better times? I'm with you. Is this all we have left to live with?
Great chord. What is that, JBB?
So with that, I don't mind getting by, reliving moments, live till my last breath.
JBB, a chord. Nice hammering and legato. Yeah, I would agree, Ryan. His cleans are definitely the best we've heard so far today. John, did you ever answer my question? Your friend in the chat? Did you invite him to the chat? Is anybody listening? Why not, John? Think you wouldn't like it? Or is this like a private space graffiti? You don't want any of your friends entering. I wish he'd go back to his clean vocals. This is tough. Oh, like this breakdown. Ooh, nice pick sweep. Hmm. Okay, so I put that song as my favorite so far, mostly because the cleans were better. Kind of more had a poppy element to it. So it sounds like there's a debate going on about emo screaming being equated with teenager stuff or juvenile stuff. So we'll let you guys debate it out in the chat. An adult scream versus a juvenile scream. I don't know what the difference would be because I don't like screaming. And in that song, once again, I just can't get into screaming and whatever growling. I would much rather have full, clean songs, even from the greats. But I do get it. People have a need to get it out, and I think that's what mostly screams and growls do, is kind of get out that energy and that, not always, but anger sometimes. But yeah, even though I like that song the most, I'm still not. Other than, I guess I did say that song number 2, if I listen to it again, could possibly go on a playlist. This could possibly go on a playlist too on a second listen. We'll have to see when I do that. But here we go with the next one. So we have 2 more songs on the set. This is called Greyhaven is the band's name, and the song is called Echo and Dust Part 1, so I'm sure there's an Echo and Dust Part 2. My friend has been on me for like 2 years to give these guys a listen, playing them anytime we hang out and shit constantly trying. I think this is one of his current favorite bands, and it finally stuck. I think the chorus bit is a bit of an earworm, a vocal melody and guitar melody hook stacked on each other that just gets it living rent-free in your brain, okay? Might take a couple listens, though. It did for me. All right, so this is Greyhaven, and the song is called Echo and Dust Part 1. Does anybody know this? Kind of like that sound of the guitar here. Liking how this is starting. Don't scream, don't growl, just stay like this. Jim's already going with this one for his favorite song. So this is the wrong song. It's not even my fault. Nirvana. Rip off Nirvana. interesting. We're all over the place here with this. Oh, we haven't talked about dick hairs in a long time. I'd say this whole set is high dick hairs. John, maybe I did it as a joke. I did it. I thought it was going to go into it. I was just about to say this song is boring to me, but this part's cool. Yeah. This ending was probably the most memorable thing of the set. So the ending is the most memorable thing of the set, though I still don't really like the song that much. Is that it? All right. So already said it. It's kind of in the middle of the pack for me. Thought it was kind of a boring song, wasn't doing much for me until that end. That end was very, very good. I wish all songs sounded like that end. So, yeah. Middle of the pack. I don't see myself... I wish I could just, like, take that last part of the song out and just put that on a set. Just the last part. Be quite short, but it'd get me through a set at the gym, that's for sure. All right, so the last song is A Day to Remember. I've told you guys this. I barely know. I think I have maybe 4 or 5 songs on my gym playlist from this band because they tend to be really heavy for me. And they have a lot of their songs tend to have like a low tempo heavy. Man, stupid thing keeps falling. Sorry. Like a low tempo, so it's just like ja, 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 ja. And it just that kind of heavy, low tempo, slower tempo heaviness is just it's great. But I don't think I know this. I don't know any of the titles because I don't. Other than the 4 songs that are on my playlist, I know nothing about this band. I just know them by A Day to Remember. Has been on my playlist a couple of times, so. This song is called Mr. Highway's Thinking About the End. That doesn't ring a bell for me as far as a title of a song, but maybe this song is on my playlist. I doubt it because like I said, only have like 4 songs by this band on a playlist. But you never know. This is just a straight fucking classic, dude. Okay, get ready to disrespect your surroundings. Nothing else to say here. I will always return to this when I want to get hyped by a breakdown. So this is the last song. He says, as always, hope at least one person enjoyed something in the set. Peace out. All right, so let's see this last song by A Day to Remember. I do know this is one of my favorite songs by them. Dun, dun. Yeah. Take it. Don't like his voice screaming, but I'll take it. Yes! Woo! Have to blow my nose, it's all coming out. Dude. Get what we deserve. Here we go. You're getting, dude, when it breaks down, I'm telling you, when it breaks down in the middle part, it is the best breakdown that I can think of in a song that's heavy. Here we go, coming up. Just wait, here we go. Here we go, baby.
Disrespect your surroundings. You won't make it out alive. You won't make it out alive. You won't make it out alive.
Dude, this is fucking sick.
You won't make it out alive.
Goes back to this other part. Oh, that hurt my head. Whew.
It's like speaking in tongues, so you know. When we ever get what we deserve. How long until the tables turn? When we ever
An okay breakdown? You guys are crazy. In the gym, I will pump out probably a third more weight than I normally could do. Get what you deserve. See ya, Herman. Nice little. Oh yeah. Definitely my favorite song because I know it, obviously. I did forget about that ding bell stop. But for the most part, I know that song very well. Yeah, I'm not claiming it's the best song in the world, but yeah, it definitely has a great breakdown. Definitely has like just a heavy energy and power. Like way better than every song on the set previous. And his voice does remind me of that kind of what you guys were calling teenager emo-y, whatever. I don't know what it's called. But it was good for me. I liked it. And I think it's got like a good melody to it. Get what we deserve. I think it's good. So yeah, nice job, John, for that last song. Other than that, I don't know. There's potentially 2 other songs that might go on a playlist. Unfortunately, this last one is already on a playlist. That's how I knew it. But that wraps up our set for today. Tomorrow we have Mr. Manuel Romero. Mr. Manuel Romero is going to be bringing us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs tomorrow, but I'm sure they're going to be quite long. So we'll see how long the set actually is. And then on Monday, we have Mr. Sasha. Sasha has turned in another set, which is few and far between. So we're looking forward to that. So have a great Saturday. I'm going to cross my fingers that I don't get the flu or sick or whatever my wife has. And we will be here tomorrow. So enjoy, and we will see you guys here tomorrow. Peace.